Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today I want to talk about Bitcoin's rally, how it kind of stalled, but why you should get ready. Because I believe there's a massive move end of this week, and I'm going to explain why. I think this week we're going to see Bitcoin right where it is, right around 54, 55,000. And there's good reason for that. But after this week, man, I think we could see some explosive movements upwards. So get ready. But besides that, there's a lot of crypto news. So let's get to it. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and a notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And by the way, I'm going to start posting short little snippet videos, exclusive videos on TikTok. So those of you guys that are on TikTok, make sure you follow me. I'll start posting it when I'm ready. I'm going to put it on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there too. All right, let's do this, guys. Welcome everyone that's here. Let me change my screen and let's do this. Okay, so Bitcoin is my volume too high? I hear people complaining about it. My volume too high? All right, turn it down a little bit. Bitcoin's right at 54,700. Yesterday we were a little bit higher, 54, 55, 6-ish. Came down last night, went down to about 50, 53.9, and now we're right around 54.5. So I do think this week, for the rest of this week, we're going to just go be stuck within this range, right around 54, 55,000. And here's why. Now, of course, if I'm wrong and we break up, fantastic. No one's going to be complaining, right? But I also think we're not going to fall down anymore because of this. Aventador, thank you. I love to get a Aventador. I love to get a Ghost too. So maybe you have both of those. If you do, congratulations. A lot of people are thinking this is the reason why Bitcoin is going to be stuck because of another Fed meeting that is set to end this afternoon. There seems to be a Fed meeting like every single week. I mean, literally, like, what is Jerome Powell going to say? Things didn't change that much from last week to this week or last month to this month. So I don't know why this event is even eventful. I mean, there's really nothing he's going to say, right? A lot of people think it's this. I don't think it has anything to do with this. I think it has a whole lot to do with this week, the last week of the month. So we know last week of the month we have Bitcoin futures expiration from CME Group, and also we do have options expiration. This is data pulled from Deribit, which is the biggest option platform out there for Bitcoin. And I showed you guys this on Sunday. Now we're Wednesday. We're halfway through. We still have some time, 2 more days. But, I'm going to zoom in for you guys that didn't see this before. So this is this Friday, April 30th. This is all the option calls. And you got a ton of them. A lot, 70, 80, 100,000, yes. So there's a good chance that we could still rally. We still have a few days left. There's not a whole lot of shorts, but the max pain price, I know it's cut off for you guys. Just trust me on this. It says it right up there. It's cut off a little bit, but it says right on top. Let me see if I can move this real quick. Window capture. Let's see if I can move this. There we go. I moved it a little bit. So you could see that the max pain price is right at $54,000. And this is what I showed you guys on Sunday when Bitcoin was like 48, 45, 46-ish. I'm like, if the whales really want to destroy both sides and they're really good at their whalish games, what they would want to do is make Bitcoin right around $54,000 or close to it. That would be the max pain price. That would pretty much wreck most of the bulls and the bears, the longs and the short contracts, and basically this would inflict the max damage, right? And that's what we're looking like right now. We're hovering right around this 54, 55,000 mark, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're right around there, right? So we'll see. We'll see if if this is the real reason. Obviously, if I'm wrong and Bitcoin starts rallying up in a big way, today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'm not going to be complaining. But I do think that this has a lot to do with Bitcoin's movement right now because there is a lot of money, a lot of money. We're talking about billions upon billions upon billions upon billions in Bitcoin options right now. Just look at the long side. Just this one alone is over $1 billion. And you look at all these, you add it up together, that's like $5 billion worth of option calls. And then if you look at the shorts, not as much, but still over $1 billion. This is a lot. This is a lot of money at play. So I think this is a real reason. And with that said, these option calls, they're over in the middle of the night, at least for me, like 3 a.m. for me, 4 a.m. So by the time we wake up on Friday, it could be over already. Okay, for a lot of us in the U.S. Maybe in Europe, it's during your day. But regardless, I think this could be what's driving this market, at least this week, because of this. And we'll see. We'll see what happens come Friday. And we'll see afterwards, after this pressure is lifted, if we see a big, explosive, massive move upwards afterwards. I think it could come in. I think it could come. I think it could come right afterwards. Well, we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see. In the meantime, while Bitcoin is stuck there, kind of stuck at 55,000, you do have some good movement. I was surprised because, if you look at the overall market cap, I thought for sure it'll be in the red, but no, it's actually in the green, and that's because you have things like Uniswap that is still pumping and Dogecoin that just popped out of nowhere. I told you guys, it's irresponsible not to hold at least some Doge in your portfolio. It is not going away. There's a reason why it's a $40 billion market cap project. And I guess it turned out it's the Elon effect again. Elon is going on Saturday Night Live, and he says he's going to be known as the Dogefather on SNL. And for those of you guys not in the U.S., SNL is like a sketch comedy program that's been ongoing for I don't know how long, decades upon decades upon decades. Elon is going on. And who knows? Who knows if he's going to be talking about Doge? I mean, yesterday, Mark Cuban claimed, he wanted an Ellen show, and he was going to talk about Doge. I did not see that. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. But you have a lot of these guys that just keeps talking about Doge, and it's giving the Doge army more strength. More strength. But overall, besides Doge, you have some good altcoins that are rallying. And that's overall is carrying the market. So today's not a bad day. And for the rest of this week, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think alts can still rally pretty significantly. If you look at BTC dominance, where it is at 49.1%, that is still extremely low. So can we go lower? Can we go into 30s? Possibly. In 2017 it did. And we'll see if it happens again in 2021. All right, what else is there? Dave Portnoy and Elon. Dave Portnoy, Dave has like the weakest hands ever. He got into Bitcoin, left after 1 week because he couldn't stand the volatility. I heard he did the same thing with GME, that he tried to get in and got out. He just has weak hands, but yet he called out, Elon recently for Tesla selling some Bitcoin off. But anyways, according to this, he sold off again. He went into Dogecoin at high. It went down a little bit, scared him. So now he converted all of Dogecoin to Bitcoin. So you can't complain about that. That now he has one whole Bitcoin, and according to him, that's all he could afford. I find that hard to believe. I mean, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think he can afford more, but I think he just can't stand the crypto volatility. I know he puts on a show, when he's usually like pumping his stocks and stuff, and he portrays this guy that's really reckless and with his green hammer, and he can just make things happen. But when it comes to crypto, he realizes he's really a small fish in the pond, and he just seems like he can't really handle it. But anyways, he now owns one freaking Bitcoin, so good for him. Good for him. Dan, yes, because Bitcoin dominance could come up right away. It has happened before in 2017. It can happen again in 2021. All right, what else is there? SEC pushes event Ike Bitcoin ETM decision at least until June. The SEC, with the new chairman, Gary Gensler, I think he needs some time to get accustomed to his new role. But I think this is going to happen. I think this delay, I just don't see how the SEC can deny things anymore. Seeing that Canada already has 3 Bitcoin ETFs operating, and now I think 3 Ethereum ETFs operating, I just don't see how they can really say no at this point. So, Bitcoin ETFs, I think it's coming this year. I think it is really going to come this year. And speaking of Ethereum, look at this. Ethereum makes a new high after European Investment Bank, 121 million digital bond news. Ethereum has been doing really well. Here's the thing. This is what I've said about Ethereum recently. And a lot of people disagree, but here's the saving grace for Ethereum is institutional investors. Right now we know Ethereum congestion sucks. It really sucks. And optimism is delayed until past July. ETH 2.0 is not going to be done until next year, right? And you have all these DeFi projects that's moving away to a layer 2 like Polygon, or moving to another chain like Binance Smart Chain, right? So this is not going to go away anytime soon. That's why, chains like Binance Smart Chain and others, and Polygon and Cosmos and Polkadot and all these guys, Solana, they're all thriving because they're getting all these dApps, right? So that's not a good look for Ethereum. But the good thing is institutional investors have heavy interest in Ethereum right now. Heavy interest. Grayscale Trust for Ethereum continues to go up. Ethereum ETFs, they continue to go up. And now you have investment banks and other companies that's also buying Ethereum. So I think that's going to really, really help them, at least help them in terms of a price perspective. And that is why for this week, they're up 11% when most big caps are down. So it's good for them. And above $313 billion. That's almost a third of Bitcoin. That's pretty massive. So good for Ethereum. What else is there? Japanese-based video game publisher buys 100 million worth of Bitcoin to hedge against inflation. Nexon is pretty big in Japan. Kind of shows you. Everyone is looking at Bitcoin. Everyone wants a Bitcoin, at least one. I would say way more than one in their reserves. They're looking at a Bitcoin strategy. And you're going to hear more and more about this as time goes on. And you may not hear about this. Not everyone wants to be public. A lot of people are just buying Bitcoin behind the scenes. I believe Facebook's earnings is today. A lot of people think Facebook might reveal that they bought Bitcoin. Who knows? I think Apple earnings are coming out. Who knows if Apple bought Bitcoin? We'll just have to see. What do you think about Sidecoin? I don't know. It could be listed on Coinbase. It could be. I still like Arweave better. What else? Lastly is this. NBA's Golden State Warriors become the first pro sports team to release its own NFTs. This is not a surprise. Every celebrity is looking at creating their own NFT. Every artist, musician, anyone that has any kind of influence is coming out their own NFTs because it's a big money grab right now. You can make millions by selling NFTs. So of course, sports teams. I think this is not a surprise. I'm surprised they didn't try to work it out with NBA Top Shot or something like that, but not really a surprise. And this is also the reason why I like Chili's too, because Chili's is forming partnerships with all these sports teams, at least right now in Europe, not so much in the US, but if they do, right, they could definitely help a lot of these clubs get into NFTs, or at least come out their own club branded token, right? So that's also coming. All right, that's it pretty much for the news. So before I get in Q&A, new sponsor today, and they are Timecoin Protocol, also from Japan. Decentralized sharing economy protocol using Ethereum blockchain. So what does that mean? What is Timecoin Protocol? So they're about the sharing economy, which quite frankly is very, very, very hot. Especially those of us that's stuck at home, we tend to use some of these services. For example, Uber or Lyft, maybe right now not so much from going to places and back and forth from work and home. But what about Uber Eats? What about DoorDash, right? And you have other ones like Airbnb, Fiverr, Upwork. I mean, the sharing economy is massive. Basically, it's a service that you have consumers and providers, right? You can offer your services, and if someone else wants it, boom, right? But all these platforms are centralized. Every single one is controlled by their own company. None of the data is sharing, right? There's no interoperability between these. Just because you work on Fiverr, you go to Upwork, you're starting over. Your ratings don't carry over. Nothing carries over. People don't know you, right? So that's the problem. Same thing with Uber and Lyft or Uber Eats and DoorDash. Nothing is shared. So what Timecoin wants to do is break that mold and make it so that everything is shared, and also reduce the cost. Because if you are on these platforms, the fees is pretty substantial, especially if you're offering your services. It could be anywhere from 20, 30%. Right? So what you're supposed to make gets cut off from the top. Well, with Timecoin protocol, they want to change that too and reduce the fee. So ultimately, they want to become the biggest sharing economy platform out there that has a lot of data sharing and also reduce fees so that it's just better. So that's what they're trying to do. And if you go down the list, they tell you exactly what they're trying to do with their own apps, and they're building out a few. One of them already exists. You know, what's the point of time protocol? They're using IPFS for their storage, and of course, they're on Ethereum blockchain. And what can you do with Timecoin? Well, you can give it to contributors, or you can use it for payments and goods, and you could use it for transaction fees on the network. And there is a reward mechanism built in as well. But this is what's interesting is the parent company already has something called Time Ticket, which is like a micro gigs kind of platform with over 250,000 users already. So if you want to offer your services and stuff like that, you can. And they're converting that basically. They're bringing it over to Timecoin protocol with one of their first dApps. And they're getting into esports too, where you can participate in tournaments with real pro gamers or your friends. You could create your own things, right? So they're thinking about ways to utilize Timecoin protocol, but their goal expand upon this as time goes on. So that is what Timecoin protocol is all about. So if you're interested, check them out. Their URL is in the description of this video. All right, that's it. Let's do some Q&A. Man, I haven't had Jim Beam in a while. Those of you guys that joined last night, it was much more enjoyable than White Claws. Okay, I answered a Sidecoin super chat. What else is there? Alvin, appreciate it. What else? What else is there? Why is everyone talking about BitBoy? Everyone's like talking shit about him. What? I don't know what he did. What do you think about QuickSwap and Matic Bridge? It's a copy of Uniswap, almost no fees. There's just too many. There's just too many out there. I can't keep up with all the swap plays, to be honest. There's like 100 of them out there. Almost all of them are a copy of Uniswap or SushiSwap or PancakeSwap. Right now, I would say for me, I'm sticking to the big boys. If I'm investing a swap, I go with Uniswap, which has been doing very well, even as a big cap. You could see this week up 20%. Also, PancakeSwap, I think, has huge potential. You know, the other ones, like the smaller ones I've covered, like Bakery Swap, I know people are very bullish on, say, Muchi Swap. I mean, there's a few that has traction, but there's so many So many that's coming out. I really can't keep up which one is good, which one's not. It seems like they're all pretty much the same thing. They're only the same thing. It's just that they have a different name. Um, I don't know what to BitBoy. I just know I think his stream got disconnected. That's the only thing I know. What's next for drivers only? I have a Nautilus that's coming up, and then of course Coursera after that. So both Lincoln products. So I should have the Nautilus up today. For those of you guys interested, I do have to run another channel called Drivers Only, so check it out. Yeah, I'm not gonna check that out. Win a man. Zach Chia gave Crypto Tweak this week about Doge collaboration. CEO Pundy. I thought Pundy's terminals already accept Dogecoin. If they don't, then I guess that's a natural transition, right? Like just add it in there. Among the other crypto they already allow merchants to accept, they can accept Doge. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't know if that's go pump Pundy. That's probably go pump Dogecoin more than Pundy. And quite honestly, I don't know why Pundy kind of stalled out. I thought they were doing all the right moves and they kind of just really stalled. Word has a VeChain will stall. I think you're just making that shit up. I apologize. I'm not gonna swear anymore. Do you have an opinion on the Labs group? Yes, I don't like tokenizing real estate. It doesn't make any sense to me. I get how some people will be enticed by it. It's almost like timeshare, but I'm not into it at all. Especially with the legalities of it, and there's a lot of stuff with it. Any update on the XRP case? No. There's a lot of channels that probably give you in-depth information every minute about that case. Right now, as it stands, it's still ongoing. It could be ongoing for quite some time, but XRP Army is strong. That's for sure. Liquidity, yes, I looked at it yesterday. I didn't. I'll look at it again. Can you talk about good process eliminating for coins you have too many and are spread too thin? Yeah, basically just get rid of the ones you don't like. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. There's a lot of altcoins out there, right? So if you don't like them, if you don't believe in something, get out. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not looking at this when this is just ridiculous. Market cap of 655,000 and a fully diluted market cap of 3 billion. Basically, nothing has come out yet. So yeah, I'm not looking at that. Sneaky, your Type R review convinced me. I'll tell you this: Type R, I think it's anyone over 30 probably doesn't want to really drive a Type R daily. But as a weekend car, if you're looking at a normal weekend car that's under $40,000, there is no car that's more fun than a Civic Type R. Honda nailed it. It drives so nice, a lot of power. That stick shift, that 6-speed, and the clutch is near perfect, and the steering is perfect. I'm telling you, that Type R is amazing, except for the looks. What else is there? When is a good target to sell ETH? My average buy, if your average buy-in is at 500, 600, you don't need to worry about selling ETH right now, right? So whenever people buy or ask me about big caps, they're like, is the top here, or is this a good buy? Can it go anymore? You need to ask yourself, do you think Bitcoin's gonna go higher? If you think Bitcoin has stopped and it is not gonna go any higher, then maybe you should not be buying any more big caps or altcoins in general. But if you don't think Bitcoin has topped out and it's gonna go much higher, then why would you think any of the big caps have topped out? So for me, I don't think Bitcoin's anywhere near the top. I think it's gonna go well past 100,000. So buying the big caps to me is still in play. So that's my answer to that. Laney, Orchid, decentralized VPN. They're okay. They seem to be the leader of that space. Alchemist. Yeah. Probably no need to look at that. Werewolf asked about, well, he didn't ask. He just said BDC, BNB, Rune, and Cake. I think that's a pretty good lineup right there. What else? Jasper says I have more reliable source of news than BBC. Well, I appreciate that. What do you think about VinChain? Does that have something to do with cars? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Probably something to do with cars. It's too small. Complete vehicle data in all one marketplace. Yeah. Well, they already have something like this called Carfax. Until they can improve upon that and make it free and make it so that it has every single record in there, they're probably not going to do much. What do you think about an incoming BNB? I just talked about that yesterday. I created a video, I think last night, about undervalued altcoins, and BNB has not moved recently, and they come in spurts. So I think BNB, Polkadot, some of these bigger cap coins that have not moved, I think their turn will be coming soon. Refinable, I heard a lot of controversy about Refinable yesterday. I don't know what happened. They couldn't get into the sale or something. I mean, it's supposed to be a big NFT play for Binance Smart Chain. So I don't know what happened yesterday. People were just complaining in the live chat. Who do you think will work with the CBDCs? XRP, Quant? I don't think it's any of them. I think they'll probably work with someone like Stellar to create it, but it won't run on any of them. It'll be a private network, a private blockchain. So I don't think they're gonna be running on top of any of the chains that we know of. Tribeca, I have looked at Rose before. Not too familiar with them. I'll just pull it up. Privacy-enabled blockchain platform for open finance and responsible data. Is this the one where they have a private stablecoin? No, it's just a private scalable DeFi. I think it can be okay. I mean, it looks pretty good, except that the privacy features is a big no-no for exchanges. So that may hold them back. Something like this. I mean, they're on good exchanges, Binance and KuCoin, but like something like this, I don't know if they'll ever get on, say, Coinbase because of those privacy features. So they could be good, but I haven't done enough deep dive to tell you anything else outside of that. Dan, thank you. Anchor, what are their recent updates? I know they have liquid staking for ETH2, which is nice. They provide one-click deployment, which is nice. Outside of that, I don't know if there's anything else. Let's just... So this is 6 days ago. As of today, instead of staking ETH, you could choose to stake 25,000 Anchor to deployed ETH2 provider node. Okay, so rather than stake ETH, you could stake Anchor, which helps Anchor, but no one's going to do that. People will just stake ETH. I guess that's the biggest news. Okay. I'm still neutral on Anchor. 1inch launches mobile app on iOS. I know, well, they're not really, no, they're not AMM. They're a DEX aggregator. They aggregate all the AMMs, like Uniswap and Sushi and PancakeSwap. So they're different. I actually think a mobile app may help them. It's just, it's not, they're piggybacking off of other AMMs. and they don't offer yield farming themselves, so that's why they're not as hot. But I think it's a good project. Terra Virtua, I think it's good. They stalled out because there's just so many NFT marketplaces. So, but they have some movie producers signed up. Cyberfi, I've looked at it. It's like a privacy DeFi, I think. No, not privacy. It's an automated. It's like an automated. This is very similar to Dodo. So it's like an AMM, but it's not. It's supposed to be more automated. I don't know what that means, to be frank. Is NFT art finance a legit project? I don't know. They're on Dodo. I mean, this scares me like this. And yeah, this is really scary right here. What is that, 10 trillion? Yeah, I would stay away from there. Refinable pumped up because of bots. People got burned when it fell. Everyone complaining because they couldn't be bothered to do any research on IDOs. This always happens. This always happens with very hyped up coins and when you're in altcoin season, because everyone thinks that if you get into an IDO, which is basically like an ICO 2017, that it has to pump and it has to go up forever. That's just not the case. That's why, I still stress that mid caps, big caps, they provide plenty of gains, but unfortunately people always want to look at, how can I turn my 1,000 into 100,000 by tomorrow? That's how you get burned. When you take so much risk, you get burned. But if you simply hold a good project and you just wait and you hold and you accumulate and you wait, you know what? They could provide tremendous gains before you know it, right? But if that's what happened with Refinable, I'm sad to hear, but it always happens. It always happens. But that's why, when I look at these, a lot of people always ask me, why don't you look at some smaller cap coins? Sometimes they could do well, but, in a lot of cases, they get pumped and then they do nothing, or they dump right afterwards. They just don't have the traction. They don't have the loyalty. People just get in because of the pump. So that's why you got to follow the good projects. You got to pick up the good projects. I love VeChain. I love VeChain. I missed that before. Zilliqa just announced news on Twitter, so you could just tell me what it is rather than just say that. But I think Zilliqa is pretty good. I interviewed Armit, so they seem to be on top of things. Yeah, so Bar, like stuff like that, I don't even want to acknowledge. Do you have any info on Fourth? Why did it get listed on big exchanges? No, I think the leadership just, I guess they're pretty darn good. They got, all of a sudden their new governance token got added to Coinbase. KuCoin added them. So a lot of things happen really quickly. So yeah, they're more like a algorithmic stable coin for DeFi projects. It's very similar to Benchmark protocol, but in a way also different. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes these guys, like Orchid, for example, Orchid got listed on all the big exchanges, like out of the blue. Like they were such a small project and they got added. I don't know. They're just, they got really good at targeting these exchanges. Well, ADA finally bump. Isn't there a meeting today? Their big conference, their African conference. I haven't heard anything about it, other than their 5 million users for Ethiopia. There was supposed to be more. I did not hear more about it. After this, I'm gonna look into it. Pharaoh world token, a risky YOLO, probably. If you're asking that question, most likely yes, it is too risky. DeFi chain. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Last few questions. DeFi chain, they're actually pretty big. Surprised by it. Decentralized finance enabled on Bitcoin. Interesting. DeFi on the Bitcoin network, huh? Is it a layer 2 or they're running on top of it? or they're still trying to do it. Wrapping of tokens, price oracles, lending exchanges. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that they're trying to do. That's a lot of stuff. Mirror is the best of proof of stake with security and immutability of Bitcoin. All right. Well, they're promising a lot, that's for sure. Where are they at? KuCoin, Bittrex. This is interesting. This one could be interesting. Actually, this is a good pickup. So I'm gonna look more into that. If Theta, Jill asked, if Theta picks up attraction with users, would you ever switch over? Yes. But here's the real thought. Here's real talk, okay? The reason why, there's a lot of streaming platforms out there. The reason why no creator switches to them proactively or exclusively is you can't make money off of them. That's it. That's really it. These platforms have to provide a way to monetize that makes it worthwhile. You know, PewDiePie went to DLive for a very, very short time and then got out of it because he wasn't making any money. That's quite honestly how it is. That's real talk. So Theta would have to come out with a real good incentivized program, you know, to reward streamers and creators and so forth. So can you explain what's causing massive volume bet every hour? Because it's being used. It's one of the only chains that's being used. That's why. All right. That's pretty much it. I'll let you guys go. Almost 7,000 people. Today's a popular stream. I forgot to show you guys RX. All right. So to conclude, Bitcoin is stuck at that 55,000-ish price. Can you check out Space Monkey? They're releasing a mobile game. Okay. It sounds interesting, but I'm not going to pull it up. Space Monkey, for those of you guys that are interested in looking at a DeFi game. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is going to be stuck in this range. If I'm wrong, it goes up, great. But I just don't think that it's going to fall down much lower. You know, some people think, oh, maybe it'll fall down back down to the 40s. I don't think so, and that's because of options. This options is very, very interesting. This expiration on the 30th, which is Friday, there's a max paying price from the whales. Max paying price, basically both sides, and it's at 54,000. I think the whales want to just keep it right there, right? That's my theory. It has been, you know, pretty accurate so far. So we'll see. In the meantime, altcoins are still doing good. Bitcoin dominance continues to come down. A lot of altcoins are doing good. So if you're diversified, great. You're still benefiting there. But we'll see. We'll see. After Friday, come Friday, this weekend, we could see Bitcoin unleash. We could see it really, really have a massive movement afterwards. But we got a few more days to go. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, another stream. In the meantime, enjoy your day, and I'll check you guys out later, okay? Or I'll see you guys later.